All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hoodlum Cast. Tonight we have really an all-star cast here to even include Andrew, who's a hero and a legend in his own mind. But we have Rodney, Ken, Greg, Ryan, and I, Joe Brown, and I know this is going to sound crazy to some people, but we are supposed to be joined by Scuba pretty soon. So he just said, "I'm in there, no problem," and he's the only one not here. And he was the first one to respond. So, anyway, I'm Bobby Roast Beef. You're listening to Jigs and Bigs. How's everybody doing tonight?
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Great.
Awesome. We do have, if you're watching this and you haven't gone back, we do have a new duos tournament video that just dropped for the month of April featuring Andrew, myself. Bobby Roast Beef makes a guest appearance, sets a hook and catches a fish right in front of my face and then taunts and flaunts it. And then Andrew and I catch a bunch of tiny fish. So if you want to watch that video, it is pretty comical, if you ask me, but that's just me saying that me and Andrew are funny. So, and then Hookset Hoodlums.com for all of your hat and apparel and slime rag and sticker needs. I do have a video, but I'm not even going to dare try to play it because it'll freeze up this whole thing and ruin the show. So I'll just say it. Anyway.
So this is different than every other week that I've been on, or
well, that's why I'm not even going to try it. I'm not going to try it because last night Andrew and I did a one-on-one real quick thing while he was driving, and I felt like it went flawless until Andrew switched over to like the Wi-Fi of his house. So we're running on that high right now. I don't want to mess anything up. Like technology is good, and that because I said that, we will ruin this show.
Scuba's gonna
Scuba will do that.
Scuba, yeah, exactly.
Somehow Lockwood will jump in too.
Yeah. But Scuba will just be on there, like randomly go into a Wawa, and then he just disappears. So
And then we don't hear from him ever again.
No.
And then, by the way, another thing that is funny about Scuba, because like when the episodes come out, I always do feel a little bit bad because I love having Scuba on. He's hilarious, but like only a few episodes has he ever really sat in and commentated and bullshit and conversed with us. Most of the time, it's exactly what you just said. It's he pops in, he's at a store, and then he's gone. He has never once ever texted me and be like, "Hey, my internet's messed up," or "Sorry about that, I went this," or "Hey, are you guys still on?" or whatever. He just gets bounced in the store and then just lets the episode come out, and we just never mention it again until the following week when I send him a link. It's just
I think I said that last week that the only time Scuba has ever made it through a whole show was the spelling bee. And he has never once been he can't redeem himself. He's never in it long enough to even like redeem himself off that.
And I know I say it every time we bring up the spelling bee, but my God, he really was. I think if there was ever an emotion that he showed, it was after that episode when he was texting me like, "That was kind of a bang job, huh? You guys." And in hindsight, he's absolutely right. Every single person knew about it except him. But I still stand by like what I like. It's beat a dead horse now, but I don't think he was going to study for the spelling test, so I don't think that I needed to give him notice. But whatever. Hilarious that was the one episode he made it for, though. Thank God. All right, so I wanted to touch if we were going to pretend we're going to get to topics today. The first time, I wanted to talk about livescope, and that's why I wanted Joe. And I only know if those two that have livescope, and I wanted to talk about livescope, but it's kind of a fucking overbeaten topic, right? So I just wanted to hear people's thoughts, like about livescope, what they think about it, if they think it's like ruining fishing, or if it's a cheat, or it's just an extra tool if they're pro or against. And also, I might as well get this out of the way now and mention the two topics because we probably won't get to either one, and it's a conversation I've had with a few people lately, is trophy fishing, or like just going for big fish as opposed to going out and just fishing for numbers. I kind of always have an idea when I bring up these topics of where people are going to stand on these things, but I'm just curious. So let's start with fishing. Is there anybody in here that prefers or would prefer a day of just catching a bunch of small to medium fish over just going out there seeking like a giant for the day, or like one real good fish? Nobody.
I would rather.
I'll tell you
catch-
this. Ryan
go
Nye
ahead.
should answer this question.
Go ahead.
Thanks.
I'll tell you this. Ryan Nye should answer this question.
I feel like there's got to be a middle ground on that. Like,
Yeah.
you want to, like, obviously I do more tournament stuff, but you're looking for like the 5 biggest fish. Like, you're not really going out to catch 40 fish, but you're looking for the biggest 5. So is a 9-inch glide bait going to be what I'm going to lock in my hand? No, but so I think if you're looking for like that one really big one, I think that's a different approach to what I'm doing. So I guess I would be more on like the numbers side, just to try to fill a limit with that.
What about
I'm
not tournament fishing? What about just going fishing for fun?
I'd rather be catching fish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard for me just to go and just chase one big, especially here in Connecticut. Like, what are we talking about? Like a
Yeah, right.
8-pounder maybe? Like, there
Yeah.
could be bigger ones, I guess, but you're not going to be
Yeah.
catching those regularly, like one a year. Like, that's, I don't know.
So
Yeah, I
you
usually
fish-
snag one a year.
yeah. That's
So-
crazy that you just said that.
So Nye fishes so many more tournaments than any of us here. But even when I will say when I was fishing just the tournaments and I was just doing my trail and then I would jump in every once in a while a different one, I was actually getting to the point where like I wasn't fishing for fun really ever. I was like, oh, if I'm gonna fish this one in 2 weeks, let me go break this down real quick and pre-fish it, or like 2 or 3 weeks in advance. And I was only fishing to like, okay, I found a fish here and moved to the next spot and marking my spots of where I wanted to fish for a tournament. So I kind of lost. I mean, I still loved fishing. I don't mean that, but I mean, I kind of lost like the whole concept of fishing for fun and just like, okay, there's fish here. They're in this spot. They're eating this type of bait. They're chasing or whatever. So it's a lot harder when you're, I think, tournament focused. I think.
Yeah. I think it's going to be
Yeah.
kind of what
But like, I
Ryan
don't
was
find
saying.
it fun to sit on one area. Like Lake George has a ton of fish in it, a ton of little fish. Like, you can go out there and catch 2 smallmouth at a time on a blade bait right now if you wanted to, but they're all 10 to 12 inches long. I would rather go and try to catch better quality, but still catching numbers. So I think it's a fine line of like, I don't know, just better quality, but still catching numbers. Like, if you can find that fine medium for me, that's when it's most fun. But
See,
Yeah.
that
back
doesn't
in the
answer the
day when I
question at
used to
all.
fish, that was when I noticed that I was losing. Yeah, 17 years ago when I fished, I think it was. But no, but like when I started doing the like the not the big tournament stuff like Ryan does, but like even the jigs and bigs tournament, and I always did the Achigan Smalley game stuff. You know, I started to catch myself when I would. I don't even know how to word it. I would lose the fun out of fishing because I like to break down new water spots, you know, so I'm always catching something. But then when my board would get small and I'd need certain numbers, you know, I wouldn't find any new water. I'd go back where I knew fish was at. And then I don't know. It seemed too stressful to just be focusing on size.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what happened actually
If
with me
that makes sense.
today. Yeah, it makes sense perfectly because, I mean, Billy and I are in that monthly thing. And this morning I went fishing and I was like, oh,
Ken?
you know, I would love to go fishing at like a new spot. But then I just ended up going to where, you know, I always fish because it has fish.
Yeah.
You know,
We did talk about this before you got on. That's funny. It's funny you say that because I was telling Joe, it's funny. I didn't get into all the details, but this morning, so we want to put up a good bag. Obviously, we have a number in our head, and for the month. And Jay's like, I don't know where I want to go. I think I'm going to go to this place. I think I'm going to go to this place. I said, go here. You don't know it that well, but yesterday you were hammering smallies. They're super aggressive here because even if you don't put up a giant bag, if you get immediate like a big smallie, you'll feel good about the day. Forget the bag.
Right.
Or there's also it's water that you don't know that well, that you're not that familiar with. So find some big fish. We know what's in your usual spot.
Yeah.
We know there's big fish there, but let's be honest. We know what we're going to produce out of that body of water.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, I'm doing it. So I don't know if I was still on the phone or if he called me back. I'm literally about to fall asleep because I worked last night. And then I'm like, what's up? He's like, I'm going to such and such, which is the usual spot. And I was like, all right, man, hammer him. And I'm like,
Yeah.
so he's going just to catch fish
Yeah.
as opposed to the gamble to catch big fish today.
Yeah.
And I know that. But I'll say in the beginning of the year, like it was such a, a long winter that we all had. And that first fish I got was like a 1.5. And I was like, yes, we're back on fish. And then I'm catching, 2-pounders. I'm so excited. And then like fast forward like a month and a half in now, like you and I went the other day. We got a couple decent fish, but I was like, I left there thinking like, damn, man, like I know there's some monsters in there. I gotta find them, And then I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I was there for like 3 hours and probably caught like 10 fish. Like that me a month ago, I'd have been like, that was the best day ever. It's like all in you got to put it in perspective.
Yeah, and also, I mean, I feel like
tournaments are different. Like the month longs are even more different. Like I don't know. When I first got into tournament fishing, I used to do like the whole let me go catch 5 and then I'm gonna chase like the big ones or whatever.
Yes.
I've kind of gotten away from that a lot just because you're basically saying I'm gonna go throw away my morning just to finish in the middle of the pack, which who cares?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go fish for the fish that I know I need to win this tournament. So instead of wasting that beginning of your day, like if you catch 4 big ones or you catch 5 small ones, either way, no one cares.
Right.
So you might as well just go fishing for the big ones off the bat. Like, and kind of like what you just said about the month, like, you're going to a lake that has, you might catch a 20 or whatever, 21 every once in a while, but very rarely where somewhere new, you catch 3 of them in a day or something like, like that's always worth the gamble, especially in a month long when you have time. You go back to those, like if it's late and you got, a day and you're like, oh, we don't have any fish. Okay. Now go to somewhere that and can go reel in, 90 inches or 85 inches or whatever. And then you did decent in the monthly. But if you have time and it's early in the month, like it is now, I would go.
Okay. Enough of this.
Venture off and try new stuff.
Don't
even say it. Don't even.
That's
say
very
it.
hard. I will say no. I will say I get what he's saying, but that's very hard. It was all I was. If you watch like any of the videos where I did tournament videos, when I catch that 5th fish, it could be a 13-inch fish. I'm like, oh, like you could literally audibly hear me exhale. Like, oh, I finally got 5. Okay, now I got to work. It's hard not to just focus on. All right, I need 5 first. It's hard to like get that out of your head.
Yeah, but if you have 5 that are small,
I know. Yeah.
That's where I did the same thing for a long time.
Yeah.
And I remember being in Florida I started the tournament throwing a wacky worm, and I was like, I'm not fishing this tournament to win. I'm just fishing to not be embarrassed by other people. Like,
yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you finish 150th or you finish 60th, the only person that cares is you. Like, no one really cares.
Yeah.
So it's hard to kind of be like, I'm going to go fishing for the right fish and whatever, but I don't know. I feel like you just have more time in the day fishing for the right fish that way, but
yeah.
I know me and Joe are going to win some tournaments this year. I know that. And who cares? Me. That's right.
Everybody else cares when you win too. That's good.
Wait, what'd you say, Joe?
You're afraid to even step onto my boat. What am I gonna sit in your lap on the kayak?
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm not afraid of the boat, Joe. I'm not afraid of a Volkswagen. But if there's a man who has a BAC of a 0.32 driving the Volkswagen, I'm not saying you're drunk. I'm saying I'm afraid of the operator.
Allegedly.
Fine, you take the helm, dude. I don't care. I'll sit passenger.
If you again, we just dropped a new video an hour ago because we're recording this on a Wednesday, and the video starts with me driving Bobby's boat, and I did a fabulous job. I didn't go over 3-4 miles an hour. I just scooted around in a little cove and picked him up, and he said that was very good. Thanks, Dad. I appreciate it.
just tie him to the back of your boat in his kayak, Joe.
He's tried that before. He's tried to do this before.
That'd be awesome. That'd make awesome content there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Have you ever? Yeah, dude. I'm not afraid. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do great.
Mm.
We're gonna do great. What about you, Joe? What do you look for? Obviously, tournament.
Man,
Again, it's
I kind of took it like from competitive tournaments outside of like opens and stuff. I kind of took the year off.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna do the like the opens and stuff with you, but like actually like a series. I took the year off, kind of for reasons. But dude, for me, I think Ryan nailed it earlier, where you're like trying to find that happy median. Like I could sit there and scope 12-inch bass all day, but it's not it's like, yeah, cool. The first outing of the season, it's like, okay, I felt the tug,
Mhm.
like I'm good to go.
Mhm.
But that gets old real fast. And like,
Very.
we're up here in New England. So if I get on to a handful of like 2s and 3s throughout the day, I'm happy. If I find that occasional 5, 6, then I'm real happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I kind of try to find that happy medium where I'm trying to try to find those ones that are just a little bit bigger than those 10 to 12 inchers.
Yeah.
I mean, if I have my kids with me, cool. I know where I can catch 1,000 of those,
Yeah.
where they can go
Yep.
catch 1,000 of those.
Yep.
But me, no, that's not what I'm looking for. I like he said, I'm looking for that happy medium where I'm looking for that 2 to 4 pound, range.
I went like the last day of April, like the second to last day of April, because I wanted to try to get like I didn't again I had like 2.5 hours. It was the second to last day of April. It's the only day I was gonna have that week. So I'm like, I gotta go close by. And same thing, I've caught this place I'm going, I've caught like a couple 4s there, but mostly it's one of those places where you're gonna catch a lot of 13, 14-inch males just aggressive, right? So I'm not catching them on anything moving, and it is tough for me to and it used to be the only way I fish, but it is tough for me to throw on something Texas rigged and just finesse fish. But that's all that was working. And I must have caught probably in 2.5 hours, like 15, something like that. All the same thing, 12-inch fish, 13-inch fish. And that one part of me was satisfied with that day. And meanwhile, like I said, if this was a month ago, that was like, thank God I'm on them. We found them, It's like, it's good that they're aggressive, but it did nothing for me,
Yeah, that was like me yesterday or the other day when I was out. Like that place I was at kind of tends to beat me up a little bit. Like I've caught in like like it's known for good size fish, but not many, and I just kind of I went in there with a certain mindset of like, all right, here's what I'm going to try to do today. And then like it was kind of a surprise when I went out there. The water was as clear as it was, and I just was able to sight fish, bed fish. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
Tag, a couple nice females, but and I put them right back in the same spot. That's what I do. But yeah, it's you never know, man. You never know what you're gonna run into. I mean,
well, Nye and I went. What was the water temple we went the other day? Nye. I don't know if he's delayed or if he's frozen up. Nah, you frozen here?
I just had to get out. I had
There,
a bad connection.
he's blinking.
He's blinking.
There
Must
we
not
go.
have any audio. Hold on, I moved him. Hold on. Nye, can you hear me? I'm gonna text him. Hold on. I don't want to just keep talking to him and have him staring there. So I just want to remove him. I think he was saying that it was like almost 60 degrees, which I was shocked because the water I was fishing, again, I didn't have a thing, but like if you look the stuff, it was very cold. And then the spot we went to, I mean, it was we were in the more shallow area, but I was freaking shocked. And again, we got on, we started together, we fished together for like an hour and a half or so, maybe 2. And then we just kind of split, and then I ended up leaving. I had to go. So I ended up leaving like after like an hour and a half fishing myself. I called him. I said, have you been getting on him? Cause I caught like 3 more after I split with him. Same thing. He was in the same boat. He's like, dude, they're on beds back here. Like there wasn't one part of me that thought that,
that was the same that happened to me. Cause like, dude, I went in there thinking I went in there with 2 jerk baits tied on. I saw the water temp was 56. I'm like, all right, this is going to be jerk baiting all day. And same thing. I saw them on the beds, and I was like, are you shitting me right now? So that's what
Yeah.
I put the jerk baits away, grabbed a couple drop shots, and was just running beds the whole time.
Nye, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you now.
So I was saying, when you just logged off real quick, I was saying that the other day I didn't think for a second they were on beds over there, and until you said you saw them in the back there. But then again, that water temp was what? That was almost 60 degrees, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like 60. And then I went to the other side there and there was more. Like I caught a big one, a better one over there after. So there were some better ones up and yeah, like a lot of bed fish. And same thing I went fishing today and it was like 59, 60 degree water, but there was beds all over the place there too. So it's weird.
The thing that messed them up was it 2 weeks ago when we had that like warm front come in. The water was one place I hit it was 71. So
I was away somewhere for a couple of days and they said it was like 80 something degrees here, and then I come back home and it was low 40s. You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, that has to mess with them a little bit. But like, I think when they're gonna, I think that stuff messes with us more than it does the fish. I think there's just a certain point where they're just gonna get on beds no matter what.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, I agree.
And also hate. I also hate like, and this not just Hoodlum Cast or whatever, but any podcast, probably Jigs and Bigs. If you probably go back in middle of March or April every single year for every single fishing podcast, it's the same exact conversation. Like they were on beds already. Like it's like it's every year we're surprised by this.
No, every year the one thing, and I know I say this every year, especially on the podcast, I go, man, the weather has them so screwed up this year. Every single year I say the same exact thing.
It's just us. Well, let me actually, you know what? He's not here. I do want to. So Lockwood texted me the other day. Well, we were going back and forth. We were on the phone, and then he kept cutting out his service. I will say he flipped out because he said supposedly we're on the moon, but he can't get a phone call in Crumpton. He went crazy. It was very funny. But anyway, he said, oh, maybe it was on the phone. He was talking about. Yeah, it was on the phone. He was talking about a certain type of tree, and he's like, "Do you have these trees?" And up here, yeah, we have these trees. Okay, has the flowers bloomed? Are the leaves turning on here? I said, yeah. He goes, they're on beds. I don't care what your temperature is, but also that stuff happens with temperature. And I know like that's a little Lockwood logic, but he is right because it's like when I used to have a weeping cherry tree in the front, and but the time of year it only gets like 2 good weeks of like these beautiful like pink petals and stuff like that. Those 2 weeks, that's when the fishing was hot. Like, all right, we're back on and stuff like that. So it's just like nature cycle. But we talk about temperatures that matters to us, not the fish. I don't think as much.
100%.
Yeah.
No, I think you're right. I think it's especially us as anglers, and especially like. People like, like myself, like some of these guys that are in here that it's like you live for fishing. It's just you get in your own head. At least me, I get my own head every year where I'm like, I'm looking at the weather 2 weeks out, and all I'm thinking is like, oh fuck, like they're gonna be doing this or that or this or that.
Yes.
Like I got to get out there. Like, oh my god, I got to bring the kids to soccer, but they're gonna be chomping today. You know what I mean,
dude? Well, when we went out the other day, we're like. Fish similar, like very fast fishing. Like we keep going and we move. Like we fish very similar styles. And like I was talking about finesse fishing, and you're like, if that's what they're eating, we're not catching fish because we're just not willing to do it at that point. Like we're moving,
Yeah, when you're fun fishing, like catch them how you want to. I mean, you got to kind of go where they are, obviously, but like it's gonna be you'd be hard pressed to find me throwing a Ned rig or something like that. Fun fishing, like it just won't happen. I'll find something that's eating something fun.
Yeah,
or I won't catch them.
Or won't catch them, right?
Can you guys hear me okay? Sorry, I wasn't sure if these things cut out on me.
No, I got you.
Okay.
It's a little loud. It came in a little loud, but we got you.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Real quick, because I had to grab my food and everything. You're talking about going back to your first question of fun fishing versus like trying to find that one big one and stuff. with what Ryan was saying and like the tournament aspect, I'm kind of with like what he's already talked about. Like I want to find 5 fish. Like it doesn't matter for me at that point in time where they are for size. Like just give me 5 to get on the board so I can just upgrade all day from there. But that's tournament focus. Like we have a lake that's an hour and 15 minutes away from us that 2 summers ago I had 135 hookups in one day on nothing but a swim jig. And it was 16-inch cookie cutter fish all day, but it was probably one of the most fun days of fishing I have ever had because I broke like 3 separate swim jigs from getting bit so much. Like stuff that you just don't normally happen. And it was
that's
fucking awesome. Like I would do that every weekend, especially now with I got the boat now since I didn't talk about it on the previous live whenever we did this, but now that I got the boat and just got word that it's all set up and ready to go, like I cannot wait to get my kids out on that lake because it'll be a blast to just catch fish all day.
Absolutely.
But I would rather have numbers than just going for that one 7-8 pounder that's in that lake. If I hook it, awesome. But
well, I'm going tomorrow. I'm gonna go back to the same spot, Ryan. But I'm gonna go to that spot tomorrow. And I'm doing that because my goal that day, I was like, oh, I'd like to catch some pike. I have no pike. I've never caught a pike. That day I hooked up on one, a small one, and it popped off when I was about to flip it up, which I was actually thankful for. Because then when I had, I'm like, this is kind of, what am I talking about? Then I went to the back and I'm like, oh, this is where they got to be loaded up here. It's like under that tunnel and whatever, you know what I'm talking about. So I actually avoided it once I got back there. I'm like, yeah, because now I just wanted to catch a big bass and like conditions. I mean, I think there's, high probability of a good one back here. So I didn't go to the spot where I was like, oh, the pike will definitely be chasing stuff in the pads there. But now I'm like, all right, tomorrow I'm going to go there. I'll bass fish for a little bit, and then I'm going to go back there and try to get on a nice monster pike. But it is hard once you get out there to just not, like, if I don't catch a bunch of small bass, but if I caught one big bass tomorrow, I'll be much happier with a big fish as opposed to numbers tomorrow. But you're talking about 100+ day, that day is going to beat anything, like when Drew and I went down to Maryland. Again, this is the first time after winter too. We joked, like, or Cody will tell you about like all the fishing in Maryland, blah, blah, blah. Maryland is not like, it's not like people go to Maryland for big giant fish. It's not like it's any better or whatever worse than up here. It just happened to be, and that same thing. The conditions were horrible. It was freezing cold, it was windy, but we were like, whatever, we don't catch anything, we're gonna go. And we caught 1 million fish, nothing huge. We had some big fish, but nothing. I mean, we didn't break 6 or anything like that, but it was still like epic. Like we caught so many fish, and we had no expectations. That's a little bit different. That's like a hell of a trip when something like that comes together. But ultimately, for me personally, like if I'm not in a tournament, I'll take one big fish over a bunch of 13, 14s for sure.
Let me ask you guys this one. So if you're out there fun fish, obviously we bass fish, so we're going for bass. But like the other day, like I was bass fishing and I kept seeing like big schools of like big rainbows and browns. I had to like try to get myself to like not at least try to catch one, because I'm bed fishing these big females because I know they're not going to be there for long. But then I see like a full school, like 2-pound rainbows,
Massachusetts. I just had this conversation with Bobby the other day, and I love Connecticut Department Fishing Game. They do a really good job. Massachusetts puts monster trout in your bass lakes.
Yeah,
monsters. That was with you when I caught that big rainbow and I dropped it on its head and gave it a TBI. Correct? A couple years back.
3 times, bro.
Yeah, I dropped it. I wasn't gonna say I dropped it 1 million times, but we were fishing for trout. We were fishing. I was with Joe, so we were fishing 40 feet of water, and but I say the same thing. I see all these freaking trout everywhere. I'm like, I put this little tiny freaking lipless on. I'm like, and I was like, I was pumped with that fish because it's hard to avoid them. But again, I don't care. I'm all about the buy catches, so I don't care.
The cool thing. So if we go Friday,
Scuba!
if we go Friday to that spot, when COVID happened, they had nobody working the hatcheries, so they dumped all the big breeders into that.
Oh my God, dude, this is out
That
of
it's
control.
every
It's
time.
like a skit. It's a skit, dude. I think someone just shot Scuba, dude. I'm sorry. Friday, if we go, I'm bringing you back, Scuba. Put the gun away. Oh, he logged off. Anyway, if we go Friday, I'm sorry. The shotgun blast confused me.
Every time I come on here, it's just chaos. And it's always when
I feel like we're doing good.
when I'm talking.
No, I know, but we're doing good. That
Oh,
was
it's all
not
the
my
time.
fault. Someone
It's
killed
every
Scuba.
show.
No, Andrew, don't fuck. I swear to God, stop it. Go ahead, Joe.
No,
Friday,
just,
if we go Friday.
if we go back during COVID, when no one was working the hatcheries, that spot, they just dumped all the breeders all over the state, like into that lake.
Shit.
Oh wow.
That's when that was too.
Yep. And then the other thing is that spot has the state record pike.
Really?
Yep.
Well, there's a lot of deep spots there too. That was
everyone thinks it's the spot that it's attached to, and it wasn't. Because my dad actually grew up with the guy that caught it. It was through the ice though. But
that was when you were drop shotting, and I was just like, this is what Joe's gonna do to me, huh? Okay.
Bro, I don't even do it that. I do it when the conditions require.
He's with you. That's it.
Well, no, he caught a bunch of fish and I didn't. So he's right. He's not wrong. He caught a bunch of fish and I didn't. So I caught a trout and smacked its head around.
That's why you got to come up to the St. Lawrence with me, dude.
Kenny, what were you gonna say?
It's not really worth it. I went fishing with Joe once, and he was on his electronics. I was in the tree branches, just fucking like this, and he's caught a bunch of fish. I caught nothing.
Like you were literally in the tree branches?
Yeah, dude. I'm like, what are we doing here? He's like, do you see this giant? I'm like, I don't see anything but this fucking oak tree in my eyeball, dude. Like we're backing up. I got the worst spots. Then we're going in, and I see this enormous fucking trout. You remember that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Right as we're going in, I'm like, we should catch that.
Hey,
Like,
same spot.
We
Same
caught a
spot
bunch of fish today. Let's just go with it. Yeah. But it was a good time. I had fun.
I don't know how it would act with that with because like our lakes in PA, we don't have like typically most of the trout lakes are like small little like 1, 2, maybe 3 acre lakes at most that like they just stock for the purpose of trout fishing. Like we don't have a lot of stuff where there's just like an abundance of trout swimming around where there's a bass lake at. So I would be hard pressed because I mean I grew up trout fishing is my thing, and it's like, dude, if I saw a school of trout like that, I'd be like, where's my ultralight with a rooster tail? Like let me start throwing some stuff out there.
In Mass, they're big. Like you're not looking at like for me when I fish like rivers and I'm fishing for not but wild trout or like holdovers or something like that. If I break 20, it's amazing. Like hell yeah. Mass, it's like they're like, oh yeah, I caught a 24-inch brown on a crankbait yesterday. It's insane. It's insane, dude.
5 to 7 pound browns are caught in that spot like numerous times a season. Like they're all over the place in there.
That's
I have a spot like a really good where they hold over. There's a bunch of wilds and it's a good trout spot, and I only do it usually in the winter. But and I'm like, I have a number that like say like 21, and it's a good looking pattern. Like I was gonna get the replica done, and then you can go to Mass and literally just catch a 24 or 25-inch brown on a swim jig, and you're like, that's not the same thing for me. But I mean, it is, but it's not. Yeah,
dude, that's the thing too. Like, you're not even fishing. You're not even fishing for them, and you're catching them. You know what I mean? Because you know the science behind trout, especially the stock trout, after about like 4 to 6 weeks, they lose. So the reason why they use power bait is because they feed them that shit at the farm. You know what I mean?
Those pellets,
and, and after like 4 to 6 weeks, they slowly gain their natural predatory instinct, and that's when they
just become super aggressive.
Yeah. You start hitting your swim jigs, your jerk baits, like you go and float in like 30 feet of water, and you just run a crankbait at this place, dude. You just have browns come one after the other coming and grabbing it. You know?
Yeah. And they're
happened
hitting
to
the
me at
surface all
Gardner in
day,
the 40
everything.
foot section in Gardner, 40
Really?
feet. That's crankbait, two rainbow trout out of there.
We could spot burn Gardner. No one's gonna fish there.
Nye
What
didn't have a
about,
problem catching big fish there.
I always bring it up. I know there's always going to be I know when there's a tournament coming up there, because our Gardner Lake first place finish, whatever the video is called, it'll get like another 100 150 views every time there's a tournament coming up. I'm like, I really shouldn't have named the video that. What a idiot I am. But whatever.
What about bycatch? Like if you're out, I mean, you're talking about catching trout and everything, but like, especially for Lake Erie, for us, for right now, with going out there for tournaments and everything, they're coming into the bay to spawn. You can also get into a bunch of drum, which are fun to catch, but they're annoying to catch because you're trying to catch smallies in a tournament. But if you start getting into a bunch of other stuff for you guys, like, I mean, I guess it's different, probably fun fishing versus tournament fishing, but do you have a problem with getting into other species?
Joe almost just won the classic the other day with a drum. Isn't that right, Joe?
I didn't catch it. Shan did.
Oh.
That was down at the Tennessee River. Well, number one, drummer fun to catch, but they're so effing gross, dude.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
so gross to catch. Dude, like, yeah, I'm a bass fisherman, but like, if I see a bunch of big crappies sitting on a
oh yeah,
sitting on some underwater shit, like I'm gonna like I'll throw a Demiki in there, try to catch a couple. If I see pike swimming, like, especially if I'm tournament fishing, obviously I'm not gonna be like, oh shit, there's a bunch of big crappie over there, I'm gonna go for them. But, dude, like the other day when I saw those, like I was really trying to focus on the bass because I'm in that duos tournament. So, but yeah, dude, if I see a school of big fish, no matter what the species, I'm gonna try to catch it. Like, why not?
I'm going bass fishing tomorrow and Friday, and I'm going. Both places are hand picked because there's also monster pike there. Like I'm counting on that.
Yeah.
So, but also it's not a tournament. Yeah, if I was in a tournament, same crappie is the same thing. If I see crappie, I'm getting into crappie. Like there's nothing. I have so much fun catching them. Early on or like late in the fall, like when we fish Drew's spot, you'll see like, you get into big school of perch and stuff like that. Like I'm cool with that every once in a while, especially if I'm gonna do like a little, cook them up or something like that. But for the most part, there's only a few species that I'll for bycatch that I'll chase if I see them. But I love going catfishing. I go catfishing once it's probably in the next couple of weeks. I go like once or twice a week because I'm right by my house. I'll take the kids, hook up with a big giant catfish.
I just had one.
Catch and release. Yeah, I saw.
That was insane. It was so random.
The St. Lawrence River is sick for that because I usually go up there a few times a year, and dude, you're going for the smallies, but you might catch a big ass walleye, a big ass pike, drum, muskie. You got like you're seeing 4 foot long muskie hanging out in the marinas and the weeds. You know what I mean?
That's a dream fish right there. By the way, how far are you, Greg, from Hershey?
Like 3.5-ish hours, I think. 3 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going out there next month for I'm driving 5.5 hours to go to a concert, so I might go the night before and find some spots. But
what concert? Because I'm guessing it was probably one of the same ones I was looking at taking our kids to.
Tyler Childers.
No,
June
I
10th.
think next month is like Forest Frank. I think we were talking about taking our kids out there and doing like a Hershey weekend, but
oh yeah, I've never been, but my wife and I are going.
Nice.
Yeah, it'd be cool. But I was just curious if you're close by there. It might change up my route there. But all right. So you mentioned scope. So I feel like this is really on track here. Besides Scuba with the shotgun blast earlier, we've really been focused, and I'm very proud of this group. So scoping. The reason I thought about this, because like I said, it is like a topic that's it's so played out, like, oh, but live scope cheating is blah blah blah, is I don't know really anything about live scope, but like how it works or anything like that. Exactly. Like when I was fishing with Nye the other day, he said, you made a comment about like joking like, oh, I might put it down or something like that. Like I didn't even know that's not an active thing as you're going or anything like that. So is there anybody, before we get like too into the detail, is there anyone who thinks like let's go with tournament fishing in general, that it shouldn't be allowed in tournament fishing? No.
I'm gonna say when it first came out. Now all your tournament guys have it, so you can't really. I don't see it now, but I could see. I think there kind of maybe needs to be a bridge between them, because even me, I'm not a tournament guy, but even watching the stuff on TV, I quit watching it because it seems to me like it's taken the fun out of it. They're always just staring down,
Well,
I
did
don't
see a meme at one of the MLF things, and it's like it was like sarcastic, like live scope ruined fishing, and it shows all the guys fishing looking at the screen, and then it's like without it, and they're all staring at their other screen. So it was like they're still staring down at their graphs, So it's like I get what you're saying, but
yeah, I think that the
I
way
don't know.
that like how MLF does it now, with like having sessions that you're allowed to have it in and everything, I think that's kind of cool that it breaks it up a little bit. We've talked about that before with like my buddies and everything, and I think it's a great tool. Like I have it. I've only caught 2 or 3 fish off of using it. I'm not super proficient at it. I'm actually even debating if I'm going to get it for the boat or not. But I think that if they could incorporate for like the viewership, like Rodney was just saying, like if that's what they're going to do, then as the viewer watching on TV, you need to see what they are looking at. Like that would be,
I get on board with that.
that would be ideal to have something to where like you're watching, Wheeler or just name any of them, that are super proficient at it. Like, okay, I see what they're seeing, what they're aiming at, what they're throwing at, all that kind of stuff. But just sitting there and staring down, it's like, I mean, this isn't really that entertaining anymore to watch this.
Yeah, I don't hate the idea of live scope. I mean, like I said, I think it's a cool tool. It's cool technology and all that. I don't know, and it seems like this conversation always boils down to the ones who don't have it are the ones bitching about it. But it's not even the case with me on it. I don't know, even down to like certain technology in the fish finders, like in your graphs, man, there is a lot there, like your side view and stuff. When side view came out, I mean, that was the closest we had to live scope, I mean, but I don't know. I feel like it might take the pureness of the sport away a little bit. And I'm not trying to be a purist on it.
No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah. So I have a theory based on a couple of different things. So, I fished tournaments with guys with Scuba's back. Hold on. I fished tournaments with guys with scope, and I've been demolished in those tournaments, and then I've won tournaments with my Striker 4 against guys that have live scope. So my theory is, and I was talking to Nye about this the other day a little bit. Basically, it's kind of like it always evolves, right? As more and more people get it and it's more accessible. That was loud. I'm gonna bring him in one in a second. But I think like, so if you spent, like you said, purist. So I think if you are a guy that is just a fishy dude, right? Like, all right, it's the wind's doing this. This is my structure. I'm looking at the down tree over here. This is where it's this time of year they're gonna be chasing this or whatever. And you could catch fish, obviously, right, without any type of electronics. And then add your whatever electronics, your graphs, your side scan, your live scope, whatever. And then you're like confirming, it's like confirmation bias. Like, yep, they're exactly where I thought they were. And those are the fish that are going to be eating, because you catch them on the live scope, but you knew they were going to be there because of your experience and your ability to fish and find fish and catch fish. Now, if you go there without the ability to, or knowledge of like fish patterns or what they're chasing or what they're eating, and you use live scope, you're going to find, and I've been on boats with people with these graphs, and they go, oh, look at this fucking monster. and they'll spend all day throwing at this
Yeah.
fish that is not eating because you are finding fish, but you are lacking the. I mean, again, you and a fish, you're gonna eventually you can tempt. It's like trout fishing. You could drift a fly past a trout 7,000 times. You're gonna tempt it to eat eventually somehow. You're gonna switch it up, whatever. I feel like that's what people do with live scope without. But you have that ability, that knowledge, and you add the tool of a good electronics, a good live scope, or something like that.
Joe was
It
saying
makes you that
earlier
much
about
better.
Coming into a school of crappie or whatever. My brain, that is where I love crappie fishing. Crappie fishing and bass fishing are borderline for me. I mean, it's pretty neck and neck.
Yeah.
So in that case, I could totally see somebody like me on Joe's boat with live scope, and we roll across and we can see that school of crappie.
Yeah.
That's gonna change my brain completely. It's just gonna.
Yeah.
But I also, as I'm going across the lake or wherever, I know, like I said, the structure. I see that down tree that's laying in the water. I'm like, man, I bet you that thing's just loaded up with crappie. As I'm throwing a swim jig or something. Just what. So, like I said, it is a tool, but I will go on to with what you were saying. Is you have to, just because you have a hammer doesn't mean you know how to build a house. It's all the same thing.
Reach.
Yeah.
I got a screwdriver. I can't put together this fucking yak attack box.
You said it. I wasn't going to go there.
Yeah, somebody would have got there.
I got a couple of thoughts on the live scope thing.
Hold on, let me bring Scuba in. Hold on 1 second. Scuba, do you have headphones? Because I have a lot of background there. Can you hear me? All right, I'll get there. Go ahead, Ryan.
So there's always arguments about it, and whether you like the technology or not, whatever. That doesn't matter.
Right.
I think the big thing that's cool to see with it, and I think now the people that wanted it are kind of flipping on it, but when I was growing, when I came through college, high school, whatever, there was no high school fishing, college fishing, and if you watch Bassmasters, we need to get kids into fishing, get the youth into fishing, get young kids into fishing. Now they figure out a way. Kids will watch other people play video games on their phones. They don't care about what they're doing. If they like the person, like what they're about, they watch it. It doesn't matter what they're doing. Now you have all these young kids involved in the sport. It's blowing up through high school, college, youth program, whatever. A lot of that I think is live scope because they're so good at it. They grew up with a screen, all of that. And now these older guys that are getting beat by it that don't learn it or don't want to learn it or can't figure it out, whatever, are like, well, it's cheating. It's this, it's that. They've had just as much opportunity to learn this stuff as any of these kids have, but they didn't. They got the youth into the sport, and now the youth is beating them, and they're like, well, I'm going to be out of a job. So I think that's a lot of the argument. I think it's good to see the youth in it.
Do you think that it's teaching the younger generation actually how to fish, though?
Yeah, I think
does that make sense? Because you're talking about the screen side of it. So is it teaching them actually how to fish, or just how to throw something at the fish?
So I think it's teaching them how to fish quicker than we did, because the one thing you understand with live scope is behaviors, patterns. You see what they're doing, what they're chasing, what they're not chasing. So when we were growing up with fishing from the bank or fishing from a boat with no type of electronics, just guessing. That's why you have 18, 19, 20-year-olds, 22-year-old winning the Bassmaster Classic, because they're learning the pattern, the behavior of the fish a hell of a lot quicker than we did. And
people hated on that kid.
No, they did.
You have Tucker Smith winning the event at Gunnersville for $500,000 with no live scope, and he's a 20-year-old kid or whatever he is. The kid still knows how to catch fish, regardless of if he has it or not. He just knows. He knows how to use it, and he knows how to catch them without it. And I think it's the learning curve of that. But at the same point, when Kevin Van Dam, whoever, back before live scope, you could write off 90% of Lake Champlain by looking at a map. Now that's all in play. You can go out in 100 feet and catch 5-pound smallmouth. So now if you're going to Lake Champlain, it's all available. Like you can go out and float around and look for bait chasers and look for, so the learning curve on breaking down water, I think, is a lot harder now than it was before, because we've learned that fish roam around, they're everywhere. So if you're not looking, not only do you have to look at the docks, you have to look out in 120 feet, and then you got to look in 60, you got to look in 40, you got to look in creek channels, you got to look on, like, there's just so much more to look for now. It's, once you get there, you can see if they're there, but you have a lot more water to cover. And I think the kids that are really good with it, or anyone who's good with it, just, they're just efficient at finding the fish quicker.
I think
And then obviously catching them.
Yeah.
With what Joe was saying, that's one of the things. Same thing. My one buddy that has, he doesn't have Garmin. I can't remember what brand he runs, but we talked about that a couple years ago on Erie, because he was like, I wasn't using it to actually try to, like scope fish and catch them. He's like, what I was mainly using it for was, I have 3 different colors I want to throw at these fish. This one didn't work because whenever it got down near them, they scattered from it. This one had a little bit of interest, but this one ended up that they did chase it a little bit. So he was like, all it really did for me was just help me figure out the pattern of what I needed to throw. And then I barely used the screen the rest of the day. I just really wanted to see how they were reacting to what I was putting in front of them. But it's also super damn frustrating to sit there and have fish that are bass and throw and throw and throw at them and have them not bite. And then you realize, like, I just wasted a fucking hour of my tournament trying to flip this one set of brush whenever I could have just threw in a few times and moved on, like I would have if I didn't have scope.
Yes. That's what I say. I've seen a lot of people waste a lot of time with scope. But same thing. I was joking with Joe a little bit before we started about fishing. We're going out maybe Friday, whatever. And I said, just, you can fish deep. I can fish like deeper water, but I joke about like not wanting to fish deep water, but realistically, that's only because I fished my whole life without electronics and stuff like that. So Joe's very comfortable with deep water. He knows what he's doing and he sees them. He's got live scope. He's got this, whatever. But for me, it's like a nuanced thing. Like, oh, we're going to fish 30, 40 feet, whatever. And really, that's not a big deal. That means nothing for if you're comfortable and the fish are there. But to me, it's just like a nuanced thing, like getting there. And hold on a minute. That better not have been Drew his heart out, because I'll snap if he just clicked off. But anyway.
Oh, that's like it was in the my last St. Lawrence tournament, man. It was we were catching everything in 60, 70 feet.
Yeah, it's just unheard of for me.
It was taking 30 seconds to hit the bottom.
That's I've only, like I said, I've had it on my kayak for like 3 years now, and I've only caught 3 fish off of it. Like, it's just, but I'm also running original pan optics, which I think is a little bit more challenging to use because it doesn't have the clarity and everything is what the new transducers do and stuff. So I'm probably going to get it. But I'm going to wait for like a Black Friday sale and get like the newer transducer and a bigger screen to put on the front of the boat.
Okay. You got 3 guys here with it. Greg, you just said you've only caught 3 fish. Compared to now, Ryan, I know you're going to be different on this, but what is your return on investment? Like, as far as tournaments go, was it worth the money?
For me, no. I mean, it was the thing for me. It was more of probably a FOMO buy, where it's like, I see people catching this and I see videos of it and it's awesome. And I need to have this tool in my toolbox because other people have it and they do really well with it. Yeah. And if I maybe would have had more time to really get the nuances of how to have it properly set up. I mean, you can watch YouTube videos and get it set up the best you can, but it's still kind of dependent on what you're actually, seeing and how you feel comfortable seeing it. I don't want to say it was a waste of money. I mean, it was something that I bought that going back, I probably still would have bought it. But I think if I would go back, I would have tried to spend a lot more time actually getting it figured out so I could get into places and start, hitting those suspended fish and, actually putting it to work like it can be used.
Yeah.
I think unless you are fishing some good big money tournaments, most people don't get their investment on lures back, let alone fucking live scope.
Yeah.
I remember the first year I did sleigh with with the Old Town. I was like, holy shit. Like I look back, I'm like, oh, you win like a couple $100 at the most, if you're top there. And I'm like, oh my God, I paid for my kayak with wood and stuff like that. But like, and then I'm like, oh, I'm not even going to think about all the other, like, I didn't pay for the beef jerky that I bought for tournaments. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I mean, even on my kayak, I just use, I think, Bill, we use the same thing, the Striker 4 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I even catch myself one of those that I use it more just for water temperature. That's it. Like I don't even really catch myself using it. And again, it's not a case of me, just shutting live scope down. It's just one of those where I can't personally, I could never justify that investment unless it was big tournament fishing. That kind of, I don't know. It's a 50-50.
Well,
There's you like it or you don't.
I was gonna upgrade now with having the problems with my electronics. I was gonna upgrade to something. I wasn't sure what. I was looking at a couple different things, and then I thought the same thing. Like, for what right now? Now next year, I have this itch where I think I'm gonna get into, back into tournament fishing and stuff like that. And I will do. I don't know what I'm gonna go with, but I will be upgrading next year. But again, same thing. It's like, it's whatever works. I'm not a hater of it or anything like that. It's whatever works for you. Whatever, with the juice got to be worth the squeeze and whatever. But I mean,
I think more of it is, are you willing to put the time into learning it? That's where that's where you're going to get
it's huge. Yeah.
Your money back at. Like, it would be, if you're using a Striker 4 now, mapping and side imaging would help you a lot more than live scope would. But just because it's on doesn't mean you're learning it. You don't know what you're looking at, whatever. Like, if you put the time in and learn side imaging, okay, now, maybe go to live scope or whatever. But I tell people that all the time when I'm doing shows or whatever in the kayaks there, and they're like, you need all this to fish a local tournament? I'm like, no.
Yeah,
you need
right.
a piece of plastic that floats in a rod. So, like, you don't need it necessarily, but I think if you're willing to learn it, that's where it just makes you more efficient on the water. Like, so, I don't know.
Yeah.
But all of it does. Like, mapping and side imaging are so much more important than live scope.
I need to learn how to do side imaging better, Ryan. Like, I did not really figure out a lot of that stuff with the Garmin and everything. And now looking back, it's like, I bought all of that really quickly, and it's like, maybe I should have just did a summer of side imaging and learning how to utilize that, and then going and upgrading and getting into the live scope and everything. So that way I had, a better idea of what I was looking at and that sort of stuff.
Joe, what did you have? Joe, what did you have when we went one time back in the day? I think it was on your Skeeter. I think it was at that spot with all the trout. We were watching you drop it. We were watching your line go down, like through that wasn't live scope though. What did you have on there before?
Oh no, that was just I think that was just 2D. I think that was just 2D sonar.
And even that was pretty incredible. Like, we're watching the line pass by. I'm like, it's pretty sick right there. So, but again, we had to find fish. We had to know where, what we were looking for and stuff like that. It wasn't like it took any of the skill out of fishing. But yeah, it was just curious.
Like for me, I love my live scope, but like my side imaging's my number one, and then it's my 360, and then it's my live scope. But I use them all hand in hand.
Well,
Like,
you were just saying a couple weeks ago, like if you had one or something, it's your three. Or it would be.
if I could only
It would-
have one, it would probably be my 360.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! Listen to this guy. He's got everything.
But
Sorry,
yeah,
it was a
get it,
jealous outburst. I apologize.
I'm just
Ken,
mad-
you can't use livescope from the bank.
Hey, dude, Scuba's in prison, number one. I guarantee it. Yeah, and I've
Why
been
am I in
quiet this
prison?
whole episode. I got to listen to guys chasing schools of fish around. I've been to the bank 6 times this year, and I saw one sunny, and it was dead. The fish aren't even near the bank right now.
Dude, I was thinking about this the other day because I see Sean just putting up crazy like 106-inch bags or whatever for the duos thing, but Sean is obviously, if you know Sean, he's a very like he's funny as hell, but he's like a very straight laced guy with certain things, right? He's like old school guy. Actually, this isn't what I was gonna say, but when Jigs and Bigs first started, all those guys were hating big time on maybe not out loud, but that they were even talking about tournament fishing and YouTube fishing and stuff like that. So to talk about, kind of go back to what Nye was saying, like it's like old school generation hating on like this new stuff because they don't want to learn it. Those guys, some of those guys who have podcasts now or do YouTube fishing were like so against Bobby and Sean talking about that stuff. Like, oh, you're gonna blow up spots, you're gonna ruin fishing. Who gives a shit about any of this? Like, blah, blah, blah. But now they've realized, like, you know, they've not adapted, but tried to like get with the program here. And it's, I think, yeah, that's the same thing with livescope. But anyway, to go back to what I was gonna say with Sean, as straight laced and like strict as he can be about certain things, I remember we did a I don't remember what kind of, it was a fun tournament. It was like it might have been a Hoodlum Fest thing or something, but Sean was the judge and Ken found a dead fish and put it on a catch board and submitted like a 20-inch like dead bass, and Sean
so
flipped out. He was so pissed. It wasn't even like close to a
That's
lie.
awesome.
It was like he was. It wasn't like he was passing it off as a. It was clearly like disgusting. Like
It was like a board.
Did Drew give us the Irish goodbye today?
yeah, he texted me. He said,
He was en route to your funeral. We thought you got shot with a shotgun earlier, dude.
"Yeah, dude, that was nuts." Yeah, he said, "Great conversation. Didn't want to interrupt. Tell everyone I said bye." I said, "You're finished in this fucking town." So that's the end of Drew.
I was having technical difficulties.
Which is odd for
Did
you.
not get
but,
shot.
Yeah, usually you're always right on top of it, man.
I tell you, man,
Yeah.
right on the money.
All right. So I think we really have accomplished this. I think we talked about both topics, really unprecedented for a Hoodlum cast. But this
2
is
weeks
what you
in a
get.
row.
I agree. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
real
what
quick,
was-
is anyone going to tell Ken that the fish are on the bank spawning right now? They're
Zero
are going to get
chance,
Ken.
dude. Zero chance. I'm overweight. I have huge ears, an enormous head, but I still have 20/20 vision. There wasn't anything alive in those fucking lakes.
Oh my god. Hey, Nye, if I told you where he's fishing, you would just it would make it that
No,
much funnier.
no, Billy.
Monsters.
Bill, that pond that you're talking about, I went there
No, I'm
once.
not talking about that pond. I'm not
That's
talking
the
about
only place they are.
that pond. Yeah, you're fishing in a 6-foot
You
puddle.
need
I
live
wasn't even
scope,
going to
man.
mention that. I was not even going to mention
I went
that
to-
one.
I went
You
to-
could drop live scope from the bank on that one. It's that
He's gonna
small.
sit out there with a stick. Just
I went to
live
Lake
scope.
Bezic. I went to Black Pond. I went to
Black Pond. Basic is what I was going to say.
well, yeah, that place sucked. But I saw a snake. I
It
almost
doesn't
bit.
suck. There's a lot of big fish in Basic.
I have. That's where I went. Where I've caught a couple big ones in my world, not 8-pounders that everybody catches once a year. But also, let me tell you
We've only
something else, dude.
We've
Live
only been
scope.
running
Let
a
me
fish
talk about
business
live
for
scope.
6
I'll talk
years.
about live
Get a
scope.
kayak.
No, dude. Live scope. Who gives a shit, dude? This whole world is designed for everybody. Everybody hates on everybody else. Everybody's got to hate. If you have live scope and you like it, fucking use it, dude. And don't worry about what other people say. And another thing. Oh, it's dude, polarized glasses were like the thing one. Oh, they're cheating. They have polarized glasses. It's called evolution.
I don't remember anybody ever hating on polarized glasses, and I don't
Because
think
you couldn't afford them, dude.
Joe,
Damn.
Joe doesn't polarize
Damn,
glasses.
Bill.
He just spent $200,000 this month.
Ken?
Joe makes me sick, dude. I'm sitting here. I haven't seen a fucking fish that's alive this year, and this guy's chasing around schools of muskie and shit.
Holy moly!
Tell him why you're mad, Ken.
Yeah, this is God 97. Tell me why you're mad, son.
I'm mad because I can hear everybody in your family and your neighbors right now, Scuba. That's why I'm mad.
I thought he was in a petting zoo. I thought there was a fucking bird flying around there, a parrot or something.
Oh, whatever.
Whatever, brothers.
Yeah, you guys don't even know what a blue jay is. Anyway, dude, insane. Yeah,
Don't
get a
let
boat,
me.
get a
My mic
kayak,
actually
get
works,
something.
Ken.
By the way, I want to go back. We did say Rodney gave us credit the show last week about big box stores and local tackle makers and stuff like that. But we did not do what we were supposed to do. The only thing that I knew going into that show, and it's 2 weeks ago, is Greg said, I have a big announcement. We did a fucking 2-hour show.
We talked about it afterwards.
And then as soon as we were done recording, he's like, hey, so I never got to say the announcement. I'm like, oh, he bought a boat. He bought the tracker, and it is awesome. I first off, I love those boats anyway, and I agree with you. Like, I'm a big kayak guy. I love kayak over anything. But like what you said, you want to take your kids out and stuff like that. 100% couldn't agree more. Yeah, that thing is gonna be. I don't think anybody could ever regret buying that thing.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's I just got a phone call from the marine place today. They went over the motor and everything. Like all the compression was good. Didn't have a thermostat in it. And he was like explaining it and everything. And like me being completely new to boat and boat world, I was just like, dude, just tell me how much I owe you.
Yeah,
it runs good. Like that's all I need to know right now, and I'm cool. So
yeah,
but yeah, I'm gonna probably grab it on Saturday morning and then selling the kayak Saturday morning as well. So
you got a buyer?
Yeah, I got a guy lined up to buy it. So
if you look at the Hookset IG, there's a video of Andrew, Ken, and I the last time we went out on his tracker where he used like a plywood board with no support apparently, and he catches a pickerel and he tiptoes around it and just falls through the fucking boat. So just maybe watch a YouTube video if you're as dumb as Andrew. So
don't leave it out all winter in your driveway and just let it get snowed on with no cover on it either. Yeah.
We had to rake the leaves out of his boat before we used it. So
that's great.
Yeah, but I love those boats. I think they're a blast. I just, like I said, the time will come. I agree with you. Taking the kid, that's awesome.
It's better than Drew's 1956 fucking Viking.
I love his boat. He's just got a we got to do a project. We got some stuff we're working on to remodel it because it's not water ready now because he fell through it.
Ken had a pontoon boat.
Said.
Ken, don't you have a pontoon boat?
We're all just wondering.
Why are you fishing from the bank? Just fire up that pontoon, get out there.
I was going to end the show, but I like this question. Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, Ken, where's the pontoon boat?
Okay, you're real creepy the way you're saying that, number one. Number two.
No, he's not.
Where's your pontoon boat? Where's your pontoon boat, Ken? Like, what the fuck, dude? It's not in the water yet, all right?
Oh, well,
I just got it off the ice, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we haven't gotten in the water yet. There's a lot of other things going on, but I tried to get to some bodies of water because I know everybody's fired up that I haven't been out there, and I'm like, oh, I'll call them after this. I'll let them know. Every time I'm like, God damn it, I caught a fish this big. Whatever, dude.
Dude. That's good size.
Yeah,
I made two kids with less, buddy. Anyway,
it's all right, Ken.
Now you working?
Bill couldn't afford glasses, so
you working tomorrow?
Look at him now. He's got glasses now.
Yeah.
Really working?
Wow.
You know where I'll be. I'm just telling you. You know where I'll be. I'll be there.
Yeah, I worked from home today. on the link. So 2 days in a row might be a little,
yeah, I got you.
start asking questions.
Next week we'll line something up.
Yeah, I'll be around. Actually,
I'll be
no, I
there.
won't. I'll be
I'll
at
be there.
Pigwick. So unless you're driving to
Oh.
Alabama, I'm not going to be around.
All right, I'll go to Alabama. I got people down there, cousins and relatives and wives.
Well, then I'll see you
All
there.
right. All right. So before we go, does anybody have anything? Anybody want to put anything out? Joe, this is going to come out Sunday, which is the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Is that too late to sign up for the duos for May?
Dude, I don't have anything to do with it.
Dude, I got to tell you this. This is funny because I do recommend you guys check out this video that we just dropped. Only because it makes me laugh, but not because there's good fish on it. Oh, there's a couple funny one, like good hook sets, but it's just more just a funny video. But I do, because out of respect, because I love you, I say maybe 2 times. Shout out to Joe Brown, OGO Joe, I call you most of the time. Bobby and Binya Outdoors for putting on this duos tournament. And the whole time I'm going, when you do a YouTube video, most people here know they've done some content. You're just talking to yourself. And I think about this after and I go, what type of fucking psychopath lies to themselves knowing that Joe Brown had nothing to do with this tournament? Like, I just shout Joe out of respect, but like, I know he knows nothing about the duos tournament. Yeah, dude, you're just a talent, buddy.
So since no one knows, what is it?
So the duos tournament is your best. Oh, go ahead, Joe. Do you know what it is?
Well, it's a tournament that we put on the podcast. It's every month. It's a team tournament. So it's it's catch, photo, release, and between the team, it's the best 5 fish. But you have the whole month to do it. So so you work it. So we have some people that are fishing together. We have like Bobby and I. We don't fish the same boat. We fish different days. We're partners, so he'll just be like, "Oh, I got a 16 today. Called out this one," and like, "Oh, cool, sweet." And dude, it's been one of our most popular tournaments. Like we have, I think this month we have like 23 teams or something in there.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So
Do you have to be in the same state?
Yeah, I was gonna say same thing, Ryan.
Nope. So it's right now it's a region. It's and I want to say it goes from
I got it right here. You want me to read it? Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, Rhode Island, Vermont, Connecticut, Maine, New Hampshire, and Massachusetts.
So fuck us down here, huh?
Greg could be fishing in PA. I could be fishing in Mass. We're partners.
There might be PA on there. Yeah. I actually, I in the image I have, I actually had part of it blocked out. No, I think I got it. I don't think Pennsylvania is on it. Yeah, I'm sorry. Did I say that?
Cool.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Is it on Chaos or Attorney X?
Chaos.
I was hoping you'd get it wrong. I would have clipped this shit and sent it to Bobby right now.
Do you have to have like one account between the two? Like, how does that part?
Nope, it's 2 separate accounts, and you got like when you sign up, let's say you sign up and you're it'll ask you, okay, you're signing up. What's your team? If you're already part of a team, you can pick the team, or like you just build it. If it's your first time, you build it, you name it and everything. So Bobby does everything. I don't do shit. So I just go in, I sign up, and I say, yep, I'm part of this team. So
yeah, that's the same thing with me. I do it. I set it up, and then Drew just goes, "Can you accept me on your team?"
Yeah. Yep.
Certain boards.
But you can do it catch board, and what else? You have another one that you don't know.
I want to say, I don't know.
Yak Attack.
The Yak Attack leader. Okay, that's yeah.
And I thought there was one more, but I don't know.
Bubba makes one that's newer. That
the Bubba one's good. Bubba makes some good shit. I saw. Have you guys ever seen their rods? They're made for like intercoastal stuff. Like I'm waiting for them to come out with the bass rods. They're intercoastal, nasty. Saw them down at ICAST next year.
I might have to keep the Yak Attack board. Then I was going to get rid of that one and just keep like the old school hog trough and just have that just to have it on the bow. But I might keep the Yak Attack board then. So
Yeah, I thought Bobby said that they got the Yak Attack approved catch board, and I think there's one more at least, but
And it's been so popular where we plan on, I guess we plan on doing it every month, and it's a decent payout, and a bunch of sponsors give out prizes too. It's a good time. It's cool.
just
check it out.
any big bass stuff too, or just
Oh yeah, there's a lunker too. Buy in.
cool.
right
I'll definitely
now
look
the
into that.
lunker is right. Let me see right now. As of right now,
I thought I might have had it, but someone had me beat out yesterday.
dude, I saw that. Well, I mean, again, weight wise, I think you do have it. That's
Yeah.
a fat ass bass. But yeah, let's see. Here we go. That's April. All right, May. Let's see. Team Beaver. That's Nelson and Sean, right?
Yep.
So they got 96.5 up there right now.
Yep.
And then the big bass is Matt Prule
Yeah, I don't know.
with a 21-inch bass.
I think 21.5 won the lunker last month.
Yeah. Look at you.
See you later, Rod.
Did he leave? He was finished. Oh, I'm looking at this. I'm gonna deny. If I was I'd deny some of these. Oh my God, who is that? Jason Stevens. Dude, that is a beautiful smallmouth. Yeah, there's some good looking fish on here. Yeah, dude, it's fun. It's like and again, if you're fishing real in-person tournaments, it's just you put another code up there. It's just it's a cool. It's just fun. It's a competitive little. It's for fun too. You don't sweat it. Like I don't give a shit about it. It's fun.
You don't sweat it. You guys came up with a whole game plan on where to go, when to go, who's going to what lake.
And then he called, and then he abandoned it and went to the place and put up 48 inches today. Sorry, Andrew, if you end up watching this show for some reason. Irish goodbye, fellas. Yeah, that's what Rodney just wrote in the chat too. Jeez, I'm crow. All right, we're finished. All right, Ryan Nye Fishing, OG Scuba, Greg Lord Outdoors. Follow Hookset Hoodlums on IG. hooksethoodlums.com. You have just an American Vet Fishing and AVF Tackle, which I do catch a couple of fish in the newest video with some G cracks, which is as much as I don't like fishing finesse fishing that much, and when I do, I'm good with throwing some finesse jigs.
Ryan got the last koiki actually that I had.
Oh, dude, that Taylor's killing it, huh?
Dude, yeah, I talked to him the other day. He doesn't even know what to do with himself right now.
Well, he's got to deal with Tackle Warehouse too, right?
Yeah, and the new bait he has coming out, they've already ordered hundreds of them, and he hasn't even started pouring them yet.
Good for him.
Good problem to have.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
sure.
good for him.
Yep.
But that's awesome. And, it's good to see a good guy win every once in a while, and and I hope you continue to grow too with AVF Tackle. I'm sure you will. I have no doubts about it. But all right, guys. Anybody else have anything before we go? All right, hooksethoodlums.com. Check out the newest videos up on YouTube and follow all the socials. They're up here. All right, I'm ending. We'll see. Probably delete the whole episode.